What's up? So I just wanted to show everyone how you kind of use this dashboard that I've created. I created the dashboard using Tableau. It's pretty cool. I like the features that Tableau offers. But if you're a healthcare administrator looking to kind of benchmark your CMI, this tool could help you do so. So first tool we kind of got is this map here. If you look, you can select certain hospitals by geographic location. So if I click on this hospital here, Bartlett Regional Hospital, it's going to adjust everything. So I see Bartlett Regional Hospital, their CMI total discharges, their medical surgical CMI. You see I'm just scrolling over here, and then their discharges that are medical surgical breakdown. You also kind of have a case breakdown, so you can see the majority of their cases are major hip and knee joint replacements or reattachment of lower extremity. That's where they're getting their highest amount of weight for their CMI currently. See, septicemia, sepsis is not that high, which is good. Typically, we see that a little bit higher. It looks like if you look at the overall number of cases, I'm pretty sure that makes up the majority of cases nationwide, just because of those infections. You can also select a group of hospitals. So if I want to select all the hospitals in the group and go to this tool here, so this will select a rectangle. So I'll just select this rectangle. Okay. Now you can see it'll adjust the grand total CMI to what these hospitals are. So you can see here, and then you can see each of the individual locations and their CMI. Obviously, like I said, scroll over, you can see total discharges, medical versus surgical CMI, medical versus surgical discharges there. And then you can also see, once again, the case breakdown for all of these hospitals that you just selected. It kind of helps to see where their cases are, where they're getting the majority of their weight. So that's kind of how you use the map. Obviously, you click out anywhere outside the map to move back to the entire US. Obviously, you can zoom out, zoom in, and you have these tools here to select areas, or you can stick with the cursor, which allows you to move around and figure out where you want to go. You can also select just based on this this little graph or this chart here, if you want to, or table, I guess. So let's say you want to select Abbott Northwestern Hospital. Select that. It takes a sec. It's a big data set, so it takes a sec to go. But as you can see, it'll show you the location now, and then it'll break down kind of what their case mix looks like. So this is their case breakdown. You can see their location. To get out of this is one that's kind of harder to get out of, because you just got to select right up in this corner here, so you can get out of that and get back to the full map here. Once again, like I said, it takes a sec because it's a big data set. You can also search by provider name, so I'll just do one close to my house, Edwards Hospital. Search. Oh, there's no match. Let's just search Edward. So we got Edward Hospital. Select that. So this is just basically bring me Edward Hospital and then give me the case breakdown here for Edward. You see, I just unclick it to select out. I'll adjust thing back. This is what this will do. This will hone in and pick just Edward Hospital. If you want to see the location and the case breakdown, you have to again click here, just so you can see exactly what they're doing, their kind of breakdown, and then you can click out of it once again the same way up here. Yeah, there you go. Click out of the area there. And if you want to get rid of this, you just click here, and then select out. Provider state, this is another way to search. If I want to do Illinois, click Illinois. Now what this is going to do is going to highlight the Illinois. The geolocator doesn't always work. Sometimes messed up some of the locations of hospitals, but for certain states like Alabama, I know everything works. You can see here, we'll go to Alabama. We can see that we have all the Alabama hospitals located. Now, one thing you need to know about the dashboard is once you, kind of like with the provider name, once you find the provider name, you still have to click on it. Once you find the state you're looking for, you still have to select it in the map. So I'll go here, use the box tool, select them all, selected, and now you can see that, oh, my bad. But you can see that these are the hospitals. It's actually the same grand total CMI, and you can see these are all medical centers that are located in the Alabama area, according to this map. And once you have this Alabama filter on, you know that all these are labeled in Alabama. So there's no incorrectly located kind of states in this region. So this is a more accurate way to do it than just going straight to the map. But as you can see the case breakdown here. So you can see 6.4% of discharges in this region are from septicemia with an MCC. So just something you can kind of look at here. One tool I want to show you guys too is if you ever get stuck in somewhere, and I try to make this dashboard as best I can, but I'm not a Tableau expert by any means. There's this reset button down here. So if I want to reset all the filters, reset everything I got going on, just come down here, click the reset button, and take a sec, but boom, it's exactly back. So you can see now again, the septicemia is at 8%, like it was in the beginning when we're looking at the entire nation. So as you can see, you can also do city, zip code, hospital referral region, which is kind of a CMS classification that allows you to look at your region that your hospitals are located in. DRG focus modifiers. So if you want to look at percentage of total discharges, so if you want to see what cases make up the majority of the DRG caseload that a hospital sees, you can kind of adjust this. So nationally, we just look at something like this. We want to see what's anything over 3.72%. Oh, it's only septicemia with an MCC, hip and knee with an MCC or without an MCC, and then heart failure or shock with an MCC. You press this button to reset the filters. Always reset the filters before you move on. Otherwise, you'll get some funky results if you don't reset them every time you go to make a different kind of query in the dashboard. DRG code filter. So if you know the exact codes of the DRGs you want to look at for a trip or pair, you can type those in here, or a title. You can do the title too. So let's see if we want to look at a pneumonia trip or pair. Go here, here. Select all these. And you see this is kind of messed up here because it doesn't know what to look for. So if you just extend this all the way, now you can see. So simple pneumonia without a CC or MCC is the smallest percentage, and you can see how it breaks down nationally. And then if you leave this kind of filter on here, we can go to, let's say, just this hospital. We'll just click on this one just for simplicity purposes. We see, oh, they only have cases, let's see here. Oh, they have with an MCC is 41% and without an MCC is 58%. So when you do these filters, you also have to adjust the percent of total discharges just to make sure. One way to just get around this, if you just set this from 0 to 1, now anytime anything comes up, anytime you click on a hospital, it'll show you everything that you could be looking for. But that's just to adjust when you're looking at the, when you're kind of querying and you want to see the percentage of maybe a trip or a pair per se. So I'll go ahead and reset this again. So the last couple cool tools that we got here are the weights filter here. So let's say you just want to look at certain classification range of weights. You want to look at anything between 15 and 7. So now it's going to show you just the different different DRG codes which have weights between 7.7 and 15.9, and you can kind of see their percentages and stuff. So just if you want to hone in on high weights or low weights, you can kind of see the case breakdown and what percentage of discharges they make up. As you can see here, the percentage of discharges is adjusted based on kind of what you're looking at. So you need to make sure that if you want to look at an entirety of a group, you can't. You can only compare these percentages to the percentages that they're with. So this is just a percentage of the whole, and the whole right now is filtered by 7.7 to 15.9. Last tool that we have here is the medical versus surgical breakdown. So if you want to look at just medical DRGs and don't want to look at surgical DRGs, you can click on that. In my opinion, medical DRGs are a better way of looking at the accuracy of your documentation. Surgical CMI and surgical cases just have so many external factors that can't be controlled or are controlled in a manner that may skew your data. For example, like with surgeries, a lot of those patients are scrubbed and scrubbed clean before they go into surgery. All of their pre-existing conditions or potential MCCs or CCs are mitigated before they go into their surgery. So it's important to remember stuff like that, or that your surgical caseload could greatly vary your CMI on a month-to-month basis. So to not get too caught up in CMI over short-term periods per se. Here you can see we've now successfully basically queried for just medical conditions, so we're not going to see any of those surgical cases. But if I switch to surgical cases, it'll switch and it'll show you. You can see you'll have major hip, knee joint. All of these surgical DRG codes are now compared as a percentage. And obviously, like I said, you can see the medical surgical CMI breakdowns and stuff on this dashboard here up when you scroll over on the kind of table here. So that's all my tools I have. As you can see, there's a couple other things you can do. You can download this, or you can bring it into full screen. So I'll show you. Go to full screen. It'll just kind of center it and allow you to use it a little bit easier. Press escape to exit that full screen mode. And you can also share it. So if you find this helpful as a healthcare administrator, you can use that to share it with colleagues or others who could use it. Just my caveat for CMI, it's not my favorite indicator, but it is one that's commonly used and has a big impact on inpatient reimbursement currently in healthcare settings. This data that I use is 2017 cases using 2020 weights. So obviously some things have changed in certain classifications since 2017, but it's the closest CMS data that I could get for today. And then I was able to use those 2020 weights, so the weights are accurate and up to date. So when you're trying to use this to benchmark, try and just compare it to your Medicare patients and not your overall patient caseload, because this is going to be just that subsection of Medicare, which can often be a little bit unhealthier, a little bit older. So it's important to make sure you're comparing apples to apples when you're trying to benchmark CMI and documentation. Thanks, and please let me know in my little contact form if you enjoy this tool or if you're looking for something else that I could provide.